So hope you guys have been listening to everything that we've been saying.
Hope you are jotting things down.
Yes, because we're about to get to the main event. So due to popular demand, today's video is about how we got our jobs in Canada.
Yeah, and we're going to be telling you 5 major things you need to know when finding work in Canada.
So like we said before, please make sure your CV and your cover letter, it's on point.
Outstanding.
And then you have your portfolios, you have your references, because you really need them to be on point. Grammar has to be correct, keywords have to match.
Yes.
So when you do all of that, you finally get to the interview stage.
The main events.
Yes.
Well, it's safe to say we don't know much about in-person interviews here because of the whole COVID thing, but we've done like a handful of online interviews. I've actually done one in-person interview.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but a lot of online interviews.
Yes.
So we'll give you some tips on what you need to do to ace this.
Yes, so first of all, for these interviews, you have to be ready. Yes, I know that you have heard this 1,000 times, but you have to be ready. You have to come correct. You have to do your research, know everything about the job role and the company that you're applying for, and if possible, the person, the people,
persons interviewing you.
Exactly.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yes.
So the first thing that I like to tell you about is the appearance. So your appearance, the whole scenery, like whatever it is, it's an online call. You need good lighting. You need to position yourself in a place where the background is plain or is nice, or you use one of those virtual backgrounds. You need to make sure your mic is working. If you are doing, be ready for video. Like just be ready for video. Don't, even if their own videos are off, like just turn on your video so they can put a face to the intelligence that you are spitting out in the interview. You understand? They might like your face. They might be like, this guy is wearing Filippo Loreti watch you. It means that he knows value. You understand? So those little things, like very, very important, guys. Make sure you...
Sorry, there shouldn't be any noise.
Yeah, no noise. If you have children, please beg them. Beg them. Daddy wants to do an interview. Please take biscuits, go upstairs, go and play. If you have a dog or a cat, no, you probably won't have a dog or a cat. But if you happen to have a dog or a cat in your house, then just tell them to cooperate also. Get a nice crisp shirt. You understand? Like you need to see.
Ladies, get your hair clean.
They're basically judging you. Let me just put it like that. They are judging you. So just behave and appear how you want to be judged. And
it's like they're even more critical because of the situation that we are in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let me give you guys a funny story. So I know I mentioned an interview that I did before about them asking for my portfolio and everything. So this same company, I think I did the first interview with my old laptop. That old laptop. I've been meaning to change my laptop.
Pause. I begged this woman to change this laptop. I pleaded with her. I told her, let me buy you this laptop. She said, no, bring the money. It's a waste of money. Don't buy Hapu. Hapu is expensive.
No. See, I was going to buy this laptop. Yes, but I was just pushing it forward. Because that was even the period where we were still planning to leave and we're just trying to save our money, based on whole flights, unpredictable things, that kind of thing. So I was like, let's not buy it now, and it was really telling me that, baby girl, let me buy you this laptop. Let me buy. I was like, hey, almost how many? Almost 2 million or something. I said, please, no, not yet. So and it's like during this interview process, I had already whined these people. It's like they were feeling me now, that kind of thing. So after I had like the first interview, the guy was like, that you're going to get an interview with my boss's boss. Sis, your mic quality, I couldn't really hear you well in some time. I said, yeah. Guys, I threw that laptop and went to buy Mac immediately. Immediately, let me just say, look, my Mac is here. I was like, bro, I am done with this laptop. No weapon fashion against me shall prosper.
You know what I told her that she used that laptop for in Lagos? And that laptop was meant to be a door stopper. That's all it was good for. Just if you want to open the door and you don't want it to close, use it to choke the door.
Oh my God.
That's all.
So let me tell you, that's how far I went during this interview. Like, look, any laptop that's going to allow me To fail, I was out. I said, so me, I want meeting with CEO, and they will say, like, I can't hear you, I can't hear. So I was just like, yo, if I'm gonna have to make this investment, I will make it, and glory be to God. You know, investment makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, another thing also, like talking about mic quality and all of that. If you are using like an earpiece, like you need to be very careful. You need to be sure maybe you tested it with the call with another person, because sometimes the wire makes one static noise. You understand? Yes. Or if you are using wireless, maybe it will connect, to disconnect.
Let me tell you guys.
This my AirPods. There was a time I was in a meeting. Apparently, I connected her AirPods to my laptop. My AirPods was connected to my laptop. Next thing, she opened her AirPods and put it in her ear.
And I started hearing
and she was the one hearing the things in the meeting. I mean, I was not looking like...
What can you hear? The person was like, what? I was like,
I be like, Mumu, stand there, they look.
So like these things are mad awkward, and first impression is what lasts longer. So you don't want to even have any of this kind of hiccups, while you are. So
we didn't even talk about internet. Like internet, make sure you have internet. You probably have good internet, but make sure your device is compatible with like the 4G or the 5G, because this one's laptop, we're wondering, internet is good in this house. What's happening? Your own is slow. They said apparently a laptop couldn't pick the 4 or 5G, couldn't pick the 5G, so it was struggling. The laptop was like,
So I was like, man, I'm sorry, you came through for me, laptop, but I am done. As in, I am done with you.
That they should go to a museum.
Yeah, it's under there somewhere.
HP, if you are listening, please.
Come on, have your product. So the next area I'm going to be covering in this interview section is the kind of questions that you should expect. Now, like we always say, it's not one size fits all. Not every interview goes the same way. I've had interviews where I prepared myself. When they say tell me about yourself, I'm going to give it to them. They're just like, okay, hello, so we're looking for blah blah blah. They'll just start talking to you. Like there was one I had, like I think the person has spoken to me for 20 minutes. What the person has said, hey, so do you understand the job description? I was like, okay, what's happening here? So, but yeah, generally they will usually ask you though, tell me about yourself, so you have to be ready.
Tell me about yourself.
You answer that question.
Tell me about yourself. That question, in short, there was a time I had fatigue from that question. That it was sounding like I was just droning in my ears because I had said it so much over and over again. And you need to watch it, because gradually that made me start dropping like energy when I was answering that question, because I felt like I had said the same scripts like a million times. I'm like, tell me about yourself. Me, I already know about myself now, so I'm like,
I hate that question as well, because I am the kind of person that doesn't say too much about myself. So the fact that I have to start saying everything, I'm just like So I guess that what I used to do is that sometimes like when I go through a job description, I try to see what the company personality is about. Every company has different personalities. Some people are very serious, some people are just fun. Like, some people tell you in their job description, do you like beer, or do you like to party? Do you have dogs? Do you bring them to the office? So if I know I want to be hippie, and just be fun, that kind of thing, I can add some personal things into it, instead of always saying, oh, I graduated from the University of Lagos. I'm just like, bro.
Which year, bro? Which year?
I'm tired of that.
Yeah, so tell me about yourself, Joe. And it's always good to practice this with someone. Like we practice this with each other a lot.
We did test interviews.
You understand? So I just try and give them like high level timeline of my experiences. I always tell them what I studied. I tell them where I've worked, what I've done, what brands I've worked on. I give them results of campaigns I've done. You understand? I just try and sell myself. I'll be like, oh, this one 500% growth, 1 you go package yourself, baba.
But yeah, like I feel like that question though, we can't really tell you how
to answer it.
Because every recruiter is looking for something different. Some people want to hear that textbook, tell me about yourself. Some people want to hear something different. So, and
funny enough, like they've already seen your CV.
They know everything.
So just try and add some things that are not even in that CV, just so they'll be like, oh, like
some people ask you, we want the non-CV version.
Yeah, exactly. So my polo or jow.
Anyway, so aside from the tell me about yourself question, aside from the tell me about yourself question, they would definitely ask you situational questions. Now they are very, very, very big on situational questions. No matter the industry, they want to know, whether you've been in a certain position before and what you did.
Tell me about a time where there was a conflict in your office and you resolved it. Tell me about a time where there was a deadline that you missed, and how did you manage it with the clients? Tell me about a time where you were eating 80% rice with 10% stew. How did you manage it?
In our own, tell me about the time when you ran a campaign, the results that you got. Tell me about the time when you ran a campaign and you failed. What did you do to rectify the situation?
Exactly.
How did you come back from it? Oh boy. And let me tell you, I hate those type of questions. I hate them so much. Let me tell you, because look, me, I just go my office. I'm not there to do my work.
And that's it.
I'm not here for any drama. I'm just like, look,
I don't remember the times.
I don't remember no times. Let me tell you. But that's the thing though, like, so those questions, they catch you unawares. They put you on
I feel like you also need to be creative with those questions. Like, just on the spot, remember something, you understand, and just sell yourself. Like, put it in, well, paint it. I'm not saying you should lie, but if you don't have the time, you have to say
you have to say time.
You understand?
Exactly.
So that time has come on.
Oh boy. Like, oh my god, that question is a hot seat type of question, you know, because half of the time, all these things, I don't have no time because I haven't really had any drama. Like, my work has just been pretty much easy going in my life. So we just do things here and there, we get our results, on to the next. So those questions is there cool,
I think the fact that you know ahead helps you like to expect it, and you know prepare. And when they say it, you're just like, you work.
I think that's what really helped me, because when I did my research, I'm like, okay, so they're always going to be asking the question, how am I going to answer? And let me tell you something here. That's the thing, like, based on your industry, like we said, there's only an amount of situational questions that I'm going to give you in your industry. Our own strategy, campaign, results, brands, clients, failure, success stories, the campaign you hated the most, the campaign you loved. So me, I just went to go and write everything down. I say, okay, this is what I'm going to use for this one, this one I'm going to use. It's always within that area. So based on your industry, you know, like, I'm sure there's 10 things that you know that they'll definitely ask you. Out of those 10 things, they'll ask you 2 or something. So that's it. Just be ready. Just go and
confidence and energy. Like, I actually lost a role which I wanted so badly because that day, because I always ask for feedback anyway. If I don't get selected, I try, and I make sure you give me that feedback, because you're not hiring me, give me something, you understand? So I asked the guy that, what happened now? That I thought in my mind, I thought like, I'm perfect fit, we're gonna make this work and everything. So it was like that my energy was low at the beginning, and I actually played myself because I wasn't feeling fine that morning. Like, I was really down, and I was like, I think and that's the thing. So interviews are very subjective. Like, you never know what to expect. Because in my mind, I was like, I can reschedule and do this thing. But I'm like, if I do this while I'm sick and I still show up, I come up to that commitment, I still tell this guy, I still sell myself, like, they'll probably respect me more for doing this, you understand? But it actually didn't work in my favor, because they're like, oh, there were other candidates that brought more energy and all of that. I was like, fine, it's good. I like, never again. If I'm not feeling fine, please, let's postpone this interview to a future date, and let's have it when I'm on my A game. Period. Alright, so also it's not unusual for them to ask you how much you want to earn at the role. So what are your payment expectations? You need to come prepared. You need to have an idea of how much that role pays people. You can check on Glassdoor. Glassdoor usually has like salary reviews. Sometimes this will post like the amount they're offering for the role. You understand? But I think what I usually do is that I always tell them that I'm not here for the money. Like, I'm not thinking about the money. You know, I have a passion to work with you. I have a vision. You understand? Just land by. You understand? And
sometimes you tell them straight up.
Sometimes you just tell them straight up. But I usually give them like a bracket, like a range. So I'll say I've done my research on this role, and ideally what the industry pays is between this and this. I usually give like a 5,000 range. Let's say like between 75 to 80,000. 80,000, or 100k to 105,000. You understand? And also, I've had some interviewers ask me like, why should we pick you for this role? Like, why you? What's so special about you? Why? The first time I hear that thing, the thing just it caught me suddenly, because I'm like, what do you mean why me? I'm like, and I told her, I said, oh, why not me? Like, I just literally told you my own experience. You're asking me why me. So I was like, oh, why not me? The question should be, why not me? I've told you I have this experience. I do this, I do this, I do this. And she was like, fair enough. So another thing that they will also ask you is whether you understand
the job role and what you know about the company, which is why we say you should always be prepared. And that's something that anywhere you are in the world, I'm pretty sure that they ask you anyway. They will still ask you those questions. But yeah, so what me I would do though is obviously I understand the role, I understand the company. I would say everything I know, but I also say, but I would also like you to expatiate if you would, you know, tell me more about the role. That because I will ask him that, am I coming correct? Like, am I
and that's it's actually good because most of the time they now tell you, okay, that you nailed it, or you didn't nail it, or you missed something out. Do you understand? So, but basically that's why like companies have websites and social media platforms. So you need to do like your research for you going.
Yes, another thing we might also ask you as well is, why Canada? Why did you move to Canada? So yeah, as a new immigrant, someone who has no experience in Canada, will definitely ask you that question. And don't be afraid to say, yes, you came here for a better life. Yes. And one thing I try to use as an edge is that, you know, try to make them feel like, or try to subtly give them the message that if you're able to work, put in the work from coming from your own country to Canada, that means you're ready to put in the work anyway.
You are hungry for success. That's the meaning. As in,
so you have to let them know. You tell them like, that you know, I'm here to, aside from staying here for a better life, here to, you know, meet new people, get new connections, learn new things. You want to adapt to a new way of life. You know, you need to get new experiences. You want to be able to think outside the box. You want to be able to get new ideas, understand how people do things on the other side of the world, so that you can also gain some insight. You know, and then one thing I even tell them that, look, I feel like the industry back home is a bit stalled. I feel like you guys are thousands of miles ahead of us, so we came here so that I'll be able to also move with you guys, be able to understand where the industry is at today.
Like you said, like it's very important because the way they think about it is like, if this person could leave everything, their family, their lives, where they grew up, and move to another part of the world, and they must be really, really serious. So like, you can just start telling them something like, oh, I am an overachiever, I always want more, I never stop until I get to where you go just the layer.
And believe me, there are actually some companies that take joy in employing new immigrants, because like I've actually heard somebody to say that, man, that if you can come all the way from your country, I think they are ready to work. Like there are some people that are dead, like in their office is
as in, did we come here to count?
Exactly. Please help me.
To make that money, man.
And I'm sure they know that if you're putting in the same hard work, you know, in your country, like here, if you put in the same hard work, you even get more results. So, me, I always use, well, if they are anybody that should ask me that question, you're in trouble, because that's when you now know that this guy is ready to work. You know, so some people say, oh, impressive, oh, that's great, you came from Nigeria, oh wow,
The truth is that interviews are a two-way street.
Yes.
So you understand, these people are interviewing you to see if you are a fit for them, but you are also assessing them to see if they are a fit for you. Because the truth is that you have value, you are bringing something to the table. You understand, it's a mutual exchange of value. So don't ever feel like it's one-sided. It's very, very common for them to also ask you, like, do you have any questions for us? And the truth is that you should never say no. Like, always have questions, because it lets them know that this person is thinking, you're curious, you understand. Then if the questions are now heavyweight questions, they'll be like, good question, you understand. So it's also a chance for you to show them how you think. Like, even if they don't ask you, like, do you have any questions, always make sure you tell them, like, oh, I have some questions for you also. So examples of some of the questions that we usually have are, I think I've asked before, what is a day in the life of a, let's say, project management personnel in your company? Let's say I'm applying for a project, so I'm like, so what's a day in the life going to look like at the job? So tell me right now, you're going to stress me, you're going to kill me, I don't like wahala. And then what else? Is there a defined career path in the company? Defined career path, you need to know that also. Like, then let's say I come in this role, you know, is there a path of progression? Am I going to get after this, where if I work hard in 2 years, am I looking at a review and appraisal that takes me to this place? Then I also ask about company culture, because it's very, very important here. So especially when you're in roles that have to work for like long hours. I mean, I'm in marketing and we literally work like 24 hours, you understand? So you need to know if the company cares about your well-being, if they care about having fun, if your colleagues, your future colleagues also are not like very serious people. If they can have fun, play, disconnect to reconnect, you understand? So it's very important. So those are
just a couple of things that we ask them as well, and then you can also ask them about the interview stages, so that like these are just questions to let them know that you're enthusiastic, you're interested, you want to be prepared for what may come next. So you know, and now you need to know how many stages is this interview. Is it 10?
I actually started asking this question after that interview. I told you that I did 4 stages because I was very sure that I was going to get this job. I still don't understand why I didn't get that job, because I did 4 stages. I met with 4 different sets of people, and guess where they now jabbered me? Meet and greets. Meet and greet. Like I was already like meet and greet now. It's just to meet
right, and say hello and greet.
And you send me my offer letter. Do you understand? So it was really painful because like this 4 stages were like spread over a month.
Yeah. And
I probably wasn't applying to any other places at that time, because I was like, okay, that's since I'm making progress in this, I could already see that God, I know saying now your plan for me be this, so but it wasn't his plan anyways. Yeah, so after that I just realized that imagine me putting all this emotional investments in this and mental investment in preparing for these interviews, researching I was already thinking of ideas to execute in the role when I got in. Do you understand? So, which was forward of me. I can be forward sometimes.
Well, it's just about being
but that's how I am. So I'm very proactive. Do you understand? So I started asking after that, oh, just because I like manage expectations and I like managing people's expectations too. How many stages are we looking at? What's your interview process and what does it look like? Who am I going to meet next? Is it the CEO? Do you understand? And I've gotten good feedback from HR people. They're like, oh, that's a good question. Like, this is how it goes. We have 3 stages, this, and that.
So we know that we've been giving you guys different tips about the interviews, but one more thing though, we just want you guys to try not to be nervous in these interviews. Like you said, it's a two-way street. Remember, these people are just people at the end of the day. The worst that's going to happen is that you will not get the job.
And everything, and that's okay. Like, you'll be all right.
Yes. We're going to get into the part of rejection in this video. But yes, just want you guys to know that please try not to be nervous, try not to be shaky. And this is where practice interviews come in, We came to this Canada together. So we interview ourselves on the stage.
See, if you need to take a coffee before the interview to make you alert and energetic, please take coffee. If you need to eat, if it's food that is your problem, eat first. If you need to, you understand?
Don't let any
you can push too.
It's legal here. Anyway,
it's legal.
Don't let any interview choke you on your neck. You get, like, that's one thing. Like I really tried, because I don't know these people from anywhere, and I probably will not know them again from anywhere. So get that nervousness out of the way.
You know, the honest thing, I've been in some interviews that if you look at the interview, I'll just say, Toyosi, you don't spoil. He choke, you don't spoil. No go chop, I beg. Because there's some like, you know, that
it's not go well, honestly. And these people, like, I don't know, like they don't speak, they're not confrontational.
They're not direct.
They're not direct. So they tell you
something called sandwich.
They'll tell you, oh, it was nice. Oh, great, you will hear back from us. You just need to talk to our, my dear. They're not talking to nobody. They do not like you. They do not want you. Bro. But they'll make you feel like, so
they'll air you.
Don't no emotional investment in this thing. You just do it. And
but those of us that are passionate, you understand? We have to invest. That's how we are. We're wired to. We're lovers. You understand?
At the end of the day, look, God's plan. It's God's plan for you. If it's your plan, it's your plan. Let me tell you. So please make sure you get all these tips together. But please, research is very, very important. Nobody's going to do it. It's you that will do it for you. Know about the company. Know about the job role. Know about the people that are top that interview. See, let me even tell you before I had one interview said, like, there are different people that were going to, I think there were going to be like 4 or 5 people in the call, and they all had like English names, and like, this person is Steve, David, everything. Okay, which one is Steve? I just can look at the picture. Okay, this is Steve, this David. Okay, because, and let me tell you something, believe you me, we started the interview. I know that's some 40 plus, yeah, but believe you me, we started the interview. Somebody was late, and I was the one that said, "Oh, David isn't here, right? Or should we wait? Should we start?" And the person like, "Oh yeah, it's that kind of thing." Like, okay, well, this one knows our company. This one knows our company. So you have to make them know that you know what you're here for.
Make them comfortable with you. As if, you do like interviews and it's like you're already a colleague. You'll be flowing with them.
Yes.
All right. So the next area that is very important. This is very important because it's inevitable, and it is dealing with rejection.
Yes.
guy, like it's just maths. Do you understand? If you are sending out 1,000 applications, you probably get 80% that are saying no, 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 unfortunately, blah blah blah. Some ghost you, like you won't even hear, you follow up. You're the one that will be tired. So yeah, like it's crazy because if I go into my mailbox right now and I type unfortunately, bro, results, Gmail will work. You want to show unfortunately, I'm like, guy, I don't hear unfortunately. It's crazy, man. And I feel like the ones that hurt the most are the ones that you've done like stages.
Yes.
Do you understand? There are some that you apply that the ATS will jabber you.
Immediately.
You understand?
Once you apply, you just get that unfortunately.
No,
immediately.
my own is always maybe like 2 days. That ATS,
10 minutes. 10 minutes immediate, unfortunate.
Are you serious? 10 minutes. I don't think I really see that 10 minutes one. Guy, but that ATS they want me, you understand? You to chill first, 1 day or 2 days. Just say, come on. Say we due to the amount of applicants that we are seeing.
Did you notice that there was even one time? I don't know, maybe it's Indeed. But it's like in 1 day, 7 p.m. just get 5 emails.
They'll gather the rejection, they'll file it for you like agege bread. Like slices of bread. They'll give you Unfortunately, this person has, then indeed they have that thing that they will do that. They'll say not selected.
That one is even the one.
That's they pay me.
Or they will say somebody looked at your profile. You don't now hear from them.
Yes, now. And if you look at your profile, please try and send him a message. I always do. Sometimes it helps. Yeah. So the ones that I just applied and I didn't get an interview, I move on fast. Like I don't even, we move, you understand?
But that basically means ATS not pick you. So.
And if you are some of you like me now, you'd have invested all your emotions before you even go for interview. You hear that the role has the salary, you will not calculate the salary. You say,
sweet,
my lifestyle will change if I end this one now. Oh, don't do it to end what? So I feel like the ones that I've like invested my time in, I've done my research, I've gone in stages, those are the ones that really hurt me the most.
Yes, because getting to the interview, that means okay, they want to hear from you and they are actually considering you.
That means that means your CV and cover letter have worked.
They've worked, exactly.
So now it's you that has to work. Do you understand?
But sometimes they work.
They work out. So guy, I said there was one I did that first stages one, guy, I almost cried.
Honestly, like we were taking a walk, Olus was just looking at wow. I'm like baby, please. Baby, are you crying? Baby, don't cry.
My chest.
No, see, rejection, like it's going to happen. That's why we have to dedicate a section on this video to rejection.
Yeah, guys, like it is okay to be rejected. Like it doesn't mean you are not good enough. Yeah. It just probably means maybe you were not a fit at that right time. So it me sounding like the HR person. It means you were not the fit at that time. Yeah, they might just have been one candidate that was stronger than you, that had one skill or one certification that you didn't have. You understand? And like if you are a person of faith, like pray. Yes. Like fast and pray, all those kind of talk to God, do you understand? Because that thing hurts. Like there's no other way I need to come. Except you are one whiskey that graduated at 7 years old.
Some people have had it easy like that.
You understand? Some people even come, like the job is already waiting before they come, you understand? But the majority of us, the commoners like us, you understand? We face this rejection. So what I'll tell you is that like don't invest like your emotions into this thing until you see offer letter. That offer letter is the cocoa. Until some of them will tell you on the phone, they'll say, oh, we are really a strong candidate, we're considering you. I just need to tell you you're
overqualified. They'll tell you the
one
money.
Person told me that I'm overqualified for the role, that she feels like she started looking for higher roles that they cannot pay me the amount I want to pay.
How much is it?
I said, bro.
We the money. We say, hey, pay us now.
Pay them. I said, you know, I told you this is a passion thing for me. You understand? I'm trying to get in the game. You understand? It's not about the money for me.
Yes.
I'm a ghosting. You ghost me. You understand? So there are different ways like that you can deal with rejection. Like obviously, talk to someone. Like don't just stomach it because your chest will pain you. Like this place. It's a tighten, you know that knots when something is paining you. So always talk to someone, talk to your family, talk to your friends about it. Let them encourage you. Yeah, you were saying.
And then another important thing is that you can actually ask for feedback as well.
Feedback is important. I make sure I ask for feedback. Every rejection I ask for feedback. There was one company that even gave me Starbucks coupon.
Yes.
So me and my wife, we had the coffee, we had the snacks. We're like, oh, you didn't pick me, but we enjoy. But they asked them, they didn't even give me. And now they stressed me too because I went to downtown twice for that. You understand? So it's crazy because like that feedback is important.
It's important.
You need it to learn what you need to do better next time.
Yeah.
Or where the other candidates. So what I asked is that, okay, why didn't I get the role? What could I have done better? And what did the successful candidates
have over
me? Do you understand? So they kind of, if they respond to you, some people are really
some people would actually give you a detailed response.
Yeah,
some
and
people
I really
just ghost you. But honestly, always try so that you can do better. You know.
Yeah, like the one that told me about my energy. He tried. He gave me a full. I really wanted to work there. He told me, and I was like, me when I get energy, like I was like, I played myself.
They don't know about it.
I played myself. I should have just reschedule that thing, man.
So that's like you may never even know what will work at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But yeah, like rejection is inevitable. Please just, you know, it may take a while. You know, you might come here, you might get a job within a month, you might get a job within 6 months, but man, like you just need to keep hanging on.
Hang in there and enjoy yourself. While you're doing all these things, enjoy yourself. So all work and no play makes Jack a you understand? So you need to, like, if you have a rejection today, you've done your applications, go and watch Netflix, have a drink. Yeah, whiskey has been there for me sometimes too. There's some rejections that you get and that you just like, after you just talk to God, you just be like, oh God, no, so plan no wala. You can just say, this thing I'm feeling now, there's only one thing that can just cool my body down. You just have a shot, you understand?
Well, I don't know, I feel like maybe for me, Shan, it's just been crazy because I feel like my whole life I've dealt with rejection. So it's something that I've always tried to just normal
level
now.
So are you saying that there's none that's paying you?
No, rejection will pay you, but I feel like I was prepared in advance before I came here. I said, I know say I go get. So I was already ready. You know, so I don't know, it wasn't
there were some people that I took the piece too. There were some people that told me that they didn't select me, blah blah blah. I told them that it's their loss. So that day I did vex that day. Like that's what I'm telling you, like this is not one size fits all. Because I'm like and I said see this company where I just say make I even just shoot my shot. Not be even say when they do all mad work, you understand? I just say make I come help now, you understand? Know your worth and add tax. So I just told them, I was like, I hope we can do something in the future, but really it's unfortunate that I used that unfortunately back. Because I got a million unfortunately. I say it's unfortunate you won't be able to experience working with me at this time now. Chop your L.
So the fifth aspect I'm going to cover is the job market, getting Canadian experience, and also survival jobs.
So one thing that's really common for we immigrants is that we get something that they call survival jobs. I see them more as like transitionary roles. So they're basically jobs that we can easily get because of our transferable skills. Like if you can speak English, you can do office work, you've worked in an office basically, you can talk, you know, you have common sense, then you can,
that's it, common sense.
Exactly, then you can perform in this role. So they're usually like roles in customer service or in retail chains and some other industries. So I think people usually hire us for it because probably it's minimum wage or minimum wage and a bit more, and they know that we work hard, like hours. The hours are always crazy, you understand? So they know we work hard. Here there's really dignity in labor, so like don't be ashamed or don't be shy or don't be feeling some type of way if you're doing a transitional job when you first come here. I actually had a CV for that, like we both did CVs for that too, because I mean these bills are not going to pay themselves.
Let me tell you, and they come like that.
These bills are not going to pay themselves, so you need to get a job like immediately you get here. Like I mean we're like in the Airbnb when we already started talking to people and getting offers and all of that. So once you land, start applying for your career one, transitionary one. Not everybody has to do a transitional job really, because you might just be lucky enough, or you might have the skills, or somebody might just like you and you get the job you're looking for.
And another thing though is that don't be afraid to starting your industry from the barest minimum. From
I usually say from a position back, not the barest minimum. From like a level back from where you were in your home country. Because success here, like you rise fast as long as you put in the work. So even if you start at that one level or two levels back, you catch up. That's just the honest truth. You just need to make them trust that you know what you're doing and you can do it. So the check is that when you're doing these survival or transitional jobs, don't lose focus. So you need to understand, well, except that's what you want to do, except that's your career path. But if you want to get back in your industry, get back in the game, you need to start doing research, talking to people who are in that industry, try and connect people on LinkedIn, look for mentors. They're all over LinkedIn. Just do a good search and ask them what you need to succeed in that role, or what you need to get into that role. For some really technical occupations like a certification, they'll tell you to do one course here, one course there. You might need to invest some money. It's usually under $1,000 for some are as high as 4,000. Some you might need to go to school again for like a 2-year course. Do you understand? So the point here is that you should focus while you're doing this job to also study or get that certification if necessary. Some industries really don't require it, but you might want to do something. Like our industry really, like someone like me, like you've had your certifications, you've had like global certification from DMI or from like Google. They are recognized here, so you can easily come here and use those here. But you need to understand whatever it is that it takes for you to get into that role here and succeed in it. And you need to do that. Alright guys, so that is about it. Those are the 5 major areas that we thought to share with you. The truth is that with every advice that we're giving you or anybody gives you around relocation or living or working in Canada, listen or just take it in this hand. But the truth is that like everybody has different experiences, different preferences. So you need to do that, then do your own research. Your own research is like the best thing that can happen to you, because you're the one that knows yourself, you're the one that knows what you can accept.
Industry too.
You know your value, you know what you have to offer, you know your what they call it, that thing. That thing now.
What the hell?
You know what you can't take. There's a word for it.
I don't know.
Well, you know the non-negotiables for you also. So you're in the best position to make those decisions for yourself. So as you go along, you do your research and you make your own experiences, and you will be all right. Break fast. So we wish you all the best in your job hunt and your job search.
And we also wish ourselves,
all the best
because we're still in this hunt.
We're still there. We're still there. We're still in the sequence of what we just explained to you. So we know God has got us, and we're gonna be all right.
So now that we've gotten to the end of the video, we are back again with our request. Please, I can't imagine you getting here and you are not subscribed after chopping all this valuable information. If you need me to kneel down, I will kneel down.
Yeah, the shiny boy, you know, subscribe.
So please subscribe to our channel, because it's you guys that are encouraging us to keep bringing our value here and our experiences.
Thanks in advance.
For your kind subscriber.
And if you have any specific questions, as usual, please drop them in the comment section below.
So this was a requested video, so once you see more of your requests.
If you have any video ideas to like, just let us know, man. And I respond kind of fast. These days I've been responding really fast.
Community manager. You guys have been enjoying Olus. I can see that. But so we'll see you guys in our next video. Thank you for watching.
Thanks. Bye.
So so let's talk about your CV first. So I thought it was kind of a joke now.
I thought it was actually a cover letter. Sorry.
God damn.
Let's go.
So everything that we talked about before, apply it, and then you come and apply for your apply to best fire. That's great. And also it's also not unusual for interviewers to ask you I've forgotten the question, sorry. Wow. What was the question? You said payment. Why you Yeah.
Long time. Yes, ma'am. A lot of water under the bridge. Some of the old songs.